Good morning and good afternoon, NAWBO Nation. We're so excited to be here. I'm super excited to be here with our current National Chair, Cristina Heaney. Hi, Cristina.
Hi, Margaret. I'm so excited to be here too. It is actually the early afternoon in San Antonio. I know it's a wee bit like 2 hours earlier where you are. So it's regardless of the time across our wonderful NAWBO Nation, I'm happy to be here with you this morning.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much. As you know, we have been doing quite a few Facebook Lives, and I really, really wanted some one-on-one time with our current national chair, right? Cristina, can you tell me, how long have you been on the national board?
I'm actually in year 4.
Wow.
Can't believe it. Year 4. So how exciting to be chair.
Yeah.
In my 4th year.
Yep.
And how exciting to be chair for this conference, because 5 years ago, we were in my hometown of San Antonio. So I'm so excited about this. Although we're not in Austin, that's okay because we're all going to be together anyway.
Yep, that's absolutely right. And there's so many things that I want to ask you, but I think one of the first things that I want to ask you is, 4 years ago, what prompted you to apply to be on the national board, if you don't mind me asking?
No, not at all. So I was approached. I'm going to go back just a little bit. I was approached in San Antonio by a NAWBO member. Came to my office, said, "You got to come to NAWBO." I was so buried in my business. I mean, I was so into it. I hadn't been outside of my business, networking, doing things for my community since my corporate world days. So I said, okay. I went to a NAWBO, a monthly meeting, and let me tell you, I was hooked immediately. So then I kind of was on the fast track and was asked to be on the board in San Antonio. Got on the board, and why I'm sitting here today is probably because me attending my first national event, which I didn't have to go far, but it was in Dallas, Fort Worth. That's where I met for the first time 2 national chairs from Dallas, Texas. Woo, Texas.
I know who those are. Darla and Crystal.
Crystal. And I love your story about Crystal, how you met her, but it's a different story. Anyway, I met them, and I really started feeling what it was like to be part of a bigger organization, because unfortunately at the time in San Antonio, we weren't as connected with national as we should have been. That's all changed now, because that connectivity with national and your chapter is so very important. Yeah. So after serving on the board in San Antonio, then how exciting, the national conference came to San Antonio. I worked really hard with the team, with the staff from NAWBO, and I thought, wow, this is amazing. I want to really be part of a bigger part of NAWBO. I want to serve at the national level. How cool would that be? So a dear, dear, dear friend of mine, and she was actually one of the founding members of the NAWBO chapter, put my name in, and the rest is history. Here I am, 4 years later. Very, very, very proud to be here. I kind of think I was on a fast track. That wasn't planned. It just happened. My journey moved along at a wonderful rate for me, and I'm just so very pleased to be here. Very
so awesome. And I'm so glad we opened with that, because I think it's super important for our members, and even those who are past members or potential members, who just don't know what the NAWBOW journey can be like, or they think it's for some and not for all. And there's just really no black and white NAWBOW experience. It's what you make of it. And
Absolutely.
right? And so I love your story.
Well, and if I can mention another thing.
Please.
It's and you know what I'm telling you and all the lovely, lovely people out in our NAWBOW nation, we already know this, but I think it's so important to keep stressing it. Any organization you belong to, most especially NAWBOW, it's what we put into it. Anyone can become a member of an organization, but we can make the decision on how deep we want to dive into that organization, how deeply we want to participate by maybe just being a member, by getting on the board. And that's important. It's give and take both ways. And if you really want to live the NAWBOW experience, then dive right in and get on a committee if you're a new member in a chapter across the nation. And if you're not, please join a committee as soon as you can.
Yes. Agreed. I love it. Love, love, love it. And that brings us to, you did mention that you attended a WBC. And I believe truly that once someone joins us at this event, they either attend every year after that and also get highly involved at the chapter level, or they at least attend the event every year because it's a must attend. So how excited, well, you actually said something earlier, and I love your perspective. You said, I'm so excited for this WBC. And I think some people need to hear that, because I know so many were super disappointed that we're not going to be in Austin together.
Yeah, we sure are. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It goes without saying, doesn't it?
Right. But I love your enthusiasm, and I appreciate that we're still excited to all be together. So that's awesome.
Stage. Yes, on this virtual stage. I will tell you, my philosophy is always, maybe sometimes I'm too honest. I communicate too much. I do that in my business, but I think that's one of the reasons why I have such great relationships with my clients, and hopefully that spills into the NAWBOW world and any other relationships I might have out there. I will tell you, March 3rd, 2020, when that day, I mean, we kind of had been hearing things about this pandemic, about this COVID, but when I was sitting in my office, my office, not in my home office, and I realized, oh my goodness, my business all of a sudden is going away. It's all going away. Oh my goodness. And in a few months, we're all supposed to be in Washington, D.C. as an organization. None of us knew what to expect. None of us knew what to expect. And I had to work really, really hard to get excited. I had my pity parties, and I am not ashamed to admit that. Pity parties because of my business. And my business, for those of you that don't know, we provide services to the sporting and entertainment industry. That's the majority of our business. So yeah, we're being hit hard, but we are surviving, and we will survive because I have this wonderful support group of NAWBOW, and a great husband and a great family. But I had to work hard. I let myself have my little private pity parties, but I worked hard. And let me tell you, probably, June, I would say about 2.5 months ago, I started feeling, I was getting real used to this virtual thing, real used to board meetings virtually. Events are wonderful advocacy day and installation of all of our great chapter presidents from all from around the country who came. We all celebrated together. That was so exciting. I really thought, this isn't going to be too bad. I'm feeling the love through this screen and the text messaging. So I think it's okay that we have our pity parties, but I think it's also good that we embrace where we are now. And because of that, I am so excited about this conference. My first WBC was in Miami. I think that was yours too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard the story.
Yeah.
Where you were jogging and met Crystal.
Well, that was in Indianapolis, but my first one was in Miami, and that's where I met Jen for the first time in an embarrassing way.
We have exciting stories. So I have not missed the conference since Miami. I have gone to at least one of the leadership academies, which we're calling them leadership academies now. And I tell you, this is cutting edge. This is super exciting. Oh my goodness. We are all going to attend a virtual conference. And this is going to be my first. And it's so nice not to kind of have to worry about wearing, I love these. I love sometimes not having to have my feet hurt because of those heels that look so good. So got to look at the bright side. We have to look at the glass half full.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. I cannot wait for this conference to begin. And we're going to have this new experience and we're going to do it together.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. And I think, and everything you're saying is right on, and the conference is going to be phenomenal. It's not going to be anything that any of us have experienced before. But we've also already proved as the NAWBO Nation through even our Zoom events that Deb started at the very beginning of this, that, Becky and I put on for the birthday celebration, and then and right now as we speak, the Next Gen conference is happening. It works. We're connecting with people. I am more connected to the NAWBO Nation than I generally am. Right? Because at these events, and at these events, you can only speak to so many people because you're moving around and you need a break. And so here it's like, it's just constant connection. And I'm really happy for that. And I want people to take advantage of that. Don't miss out on any part of the WBC because, it's just online, or I'll be doing work and doing the conference at the same time. Be present because you never know who you'll meet. Cristina, did you see, you might have also commented in our NAWBO chat. If you are not a member of our Facebook group, the NAWBO chat, it is for members and non-members, really, because we can't, it's just for people to learn about NAWBO and to engage with their NAWBO friends. And someone had put, I finally joined WBC. Registered. And then this person has like 15 to 20 comments of people congratulating her. You're talking past national chairs, NAWBO HQ team. Look at that support just by posting.
Right. And to add to what you're saying, Margaret, in this virtual world that we're living in right now, more than ever, how important, how valuable is this connectivity? I need it more. Yeah, we used to get together in person and it was great. And then oftentimes we wouldn't communicate with each other anymore. Yeah. So when we go back to being in person again, this continual communication is going to keep going. How wonderful to have this new avenue to be able to keep in touch and especially to be able to share all the good stories and the bad and the sad and the difficult times that we're going through. Yeah. So absolutely. I know how important, and I know you do a wonderful job for NAWBO when it comes to keeping us connected socially over all of Facebook, all of the wonderful vehicles that we use. And ladies, I have to say, I love to look at Facebook. I love to see all of that. I'm not one of those that's real deep into it though. And I think it's only because my business didn't really call for me. It wasn't a requirement of my business to be in the social virtual world. So I'm having a lot of fun with it since I've been on the NAWBO National Board, and I know I need to get better at doing it, Margaret.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, see, I didn't even notice because I thought you're right in the mix. So, but that's why you have a board too. We're all together. Some people have strengths in one thing, some people have strengths in another, and that's what makes us awesome. And I also, Deb just commented. She said, "We appreciate you, Cristina. Thank you for your leadership." And actually, that reminded me of something. If you all have been following the group I've been talking about, the NAWBO general chat group, every month or every few weeks, a board member gets on and just talks about current events and whatnot. And Cristina, when you got on a few months ago, I really appreciate what you did. She shouted out everybody on the NAWBO HQ team. And that was really special. So I want to thank you on behalf of myself and everyone on the team.
Well, you're welcome. And I had so much fun with those little signs I held up with your love. I had to figure out exactly where to put those, but I had so much fun with that. And thank you. And thank you, Deborah, for your kind words. Yeah. Really appreciate it.
Well, okay. I would love to ask you this question. And as we all know, our conference is the Brave Is conference. And I would like to ask our national chair, Cristina, what is brave to you, or when have you exercised bravery in your life that you'd like to share with us?
Well, I will go all the way back to when I was in junior high, long time ago. And I realized, because in junior high, I had to take what did they call those classes? Speech or whatever, where you learn how to get up in front of people and talk.
Oh, okay.
Speech or whatever those were called. I don't even know if they have those anymore. But I remember I never knew I was nervous to get in front of people until I had to do it the first time. Mm-hmm. So I started a trend in junior high. And this might be a very, very simple thing. Yes, I've started a business. I've run a business. I made it through college. I worked in the corporate world. I've done so many things. But right now, what I'm doing in front of on a virtual stage, in front of a camera, when I have to get on stage, that is where my brave really has to kick in. Mm-hmm. So I knew from junior high through high school, I got into the running for class president. I even did that when I went to college. I think it was called a freshman senator. I was a freshman senator. But then in the corporate world, I then joined the chambers. I did everything I had to do so that I would have to get up in front of people. And this is so true with anything that we do in life. My brave is sitting here talking to you today, Margaret. This is really difficult. And you know what? It's okay if I make a mistake. Mm-hmm. Learning, it's okay if I'm drinking water, mm-hmm. even at this stage. But I put myself into situations that really frighten me. I take those risks. I can't do it together. I have to have a wonderful, wonderful support group around me, family, friends. And then now I have NAWBO. Mm-hmm. And my brave right now stems back from my junior high years. I'm doing this. I'm proud of myself for doing this. And the most recent brave I've had to experience is being chair of this magnificent organization virtually. And I don't do it alone. I've got the staff. And I'm sorry. Woo, okay. I've got the staff, and I've got this amazing board around me, and the support of past chairs, and the support of my wonderful chapter in San Antonio. So all I can say is put yourself out there. Put yourself out there in business and in life, and we're going to get through this together. And reach out to any of your NAWBO fellow members are here for you. And put yourself in those situations that really frighten you. Believe me, you'll feel so much better at the end of the day after you've put yourself out there. So that's it. And I'm sorry. And now I think I just saw a picture of Jen, and I really miss it when I see a picture of Jen. Okay.
Jen just wants you to know that you're beautiful. You're a beautiful person. And people are responding, and they just support you so much. And this is what being a NAWBO leader is. And you said you sometimes are too open, but that's what people want, that authenticity. And we appreciate that so much. And I don't thank you for everything that you just said. And I encourage you to read the comments after this has concluded, because you have a lot of people behind you, like you said, and and we are so, just appreciative of you.
Well, thank you, Margaret. You have just been wonderful during this process. Very, very wonderful. Thank you.
I hope I can call on you multiple times throughout the rest of your time as chair, where we can be on together and you can continue to talk to and inspire the NAWBO Nation, because everything you're saying is so right on. And we all need to be hearing this over and over again, especially from someone who is like, I'm doing this. And it's a process, but we'll get there, and we're doing it. Well, and Jen wants us to know that vulnerability is so brave. Agreed.
Absolutely, it is. And you know what? We're all going to be together in 2021. I don't know when, but we are. And I so look forward to that. But in the meantime, big virtual hugs and kisses to everyone. I miss you all. And I can't wait to see you at the conference. We're going to have a ball.
Yes. Awesome. Yes. We'll see you online, everyone. We will be, thank you so much, Cristina. We will wrap up, but you will see more of our 2020 National Chair, Cristina Heaney, in the days and months to come. And we will be back with some best practices for the conference. There is some really great video footage of it's a 6-minute tutorial on how to navigate, et cetera, et cetera. So we will not keep you in the dark. We are here to support you and make this an amazing conference. Cristina, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody.
Bye, NAWBO Nation. Have a great